रंग मन में दिखाए, प्रकाशित हृदय में ईश्वर भक्त के समाए। साचा रूप साचा रंग मन में दिखाए, साचा रूप साचा रंग मन में दिखाए, साचा रूप साचा रंग मन में दिखाए, प्रकाशित हृदय में ईश्वर। जब तक है संसार, अमर है राम भरत का प्यार, अमर है राम भरत का प्यार।
ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शांति शांति शांति। Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, verses 31 to 40.
आख्याहि मे को भवानुग्ररूपः, नमोऽस्तु ते देववर प्रसीद। विज्ञातुमिच्छामि भवन्तमाद्यम्, न हि प्रजानामि तव प्रवृत्तिम्। श्रीभगवानुवाच कालोऽस्मि लोकक्षयकृत् प्रवृद्धः, लोकान् समाहर्तुमिह प्रवृत्तः। ऋतेऽपि त्वां न भविष्यन्ति सर्वे, येव स्थिताः प्रत्यनीकेषु योधाः। तस्मात् त्वमुत्तिष्ठ यशो लभस्व, जित्वा शत्रून् भुङ्क्ष्व राज्यं समृद्धम्। मयैवैते निहताः पूर्वमेव, निमित्तमात्रं भव सव्यसाचिन्। द्रोणं च भीष्मं च जयद्रथं च कर्णं तथान्यानपि योधवीरान् मया हतांस्त्वं जहिमा व्यतिष्ठाः युध्यस्व जेतासि रणे सपत्नान् सञ्जय उवाच एतत् श्रुत्वा वचनं केशवस्य कृताञ्जलिर्वेपमानः किरीटी नमस्कृत्वा भूय एवाह कृष्णम् सगद्गदं भीतभीतः प्रणम्य अर्जुन उवाच स्थाने हृषीकेश तव प्रकीर्त्या जगत्प्रहृष्यत्यनुरज्यते च रक्षांसि भीतानि दिशो द्रवन्ति सर्वे नमस्यन्ति च सिद्धसङ्घाः कस्माच्च तेन न मेरन्महात्मन् गरीयसे ब्रह्मणोऽप्यादिकर्त्रे अनन्तदेवेश जगन्निवास त्वमक्षरं सदसत्तत्परं यत् त्वमादिदेवः पुरुषः पुराणः त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परं निधानम् वेत्तासि वेद्यं च परं च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वमनन्तरूप वायुर्यमोऽग्निर्वरुणः शशाङ्कः प्रजापतिस्त्वं प्रपितामहश्च नमो नमस्तेऽस्तु सहस्रकृत्वः पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते नमः पुरस्तादथ पृष्ठतस्ते नमोऽस्तु ते सर्वत एव सर्व अनन्तवीर्यामितविक्रमस्त्वम् सर्वं समाप्नोषि ततोऽसि सर्वः
Welcome to the new year and a new session of the Gita classes. It's a great opportunity for us to review what we have done and plan for the future. We can keep any time in the year we'd like to do that, but sometime or whatever period of time you'd like to do it, where we have a time to sit back and think, what have we done this year? Where do we want more of the same? And where do we want something else? And are we going towards what we have believed is the place we want to go? So it's a good chance to be on the Sankranti. Sankranti is always the sort of turning, movement of the thing. Traditionally, it was Makar Sankranti, or, at that time, but it doesn't matter when we do it, as long as we have a thoughtful gaze towards our eyes, towards our life, we are able to not go day after day, what will I enjoy, what will I do, what are the decisions I have to take. We are so caught up in the moment that we forget that there is a larger picture to the whole thing. And while we are at it, it is it's so interesting, no? To stop by and say, what do I want more of the same in my life? What do I want different? For more of the same, what am I doing? For different, what am I doing? And unless whatever I want converts to action, everything is remaining just the same. Nothing has changed. And while we are at it, life, we don't know what this year will hold. We will have our plans. Life has its own plans. So we don't know what this world holds at the moment. Will this new year bring us lots of COVID and us sitting at home? And we don't know what will happen. But one thing we know, no matter what happens, is that the divinity pervades it all. The reality, the truth pervades it all. The best of things, the worst of things. And as long as we can keep our understanding of that going, come forth, life, give us whatever challenge you want, we are going to deal with it. To keep that understanding going. And one of the ways of keeping that understanding going is what we have just been studying. You see the massive destruction that is going on. You see, I mean, like really horrible destruction. You can't read these verses because they're so awful. In the sense, often in the sense, you see the magnitude of divinity in all things. When the heads of the Viraha, of the brave, are stuck in the gaps in his teeth, like, gosh, why such kind of descriptions? And yet we have to understand the presence of God. Somebody loses somebody, heard this morning, it's hardly 65 years old, the person has passed away. Now these people have all gone to Pune to attend the funeral or whatever, while he was in hospital itself. And these are not nice things, right? You feel, here's my cousin who's hardly a few years old, not my cousin, here's a cousin who's hardly a few years older than the person who's going to see him. There, but for the grace of God, go I. Just a few years older. I suppose somebody's 60, his cousin is 65, and he's going to his cousin's funeral. So these things happen in life. The important thing is,
What's the divine plan?
Yeah, can you see the divinity in and through it all? And that's what he is forcing us to do in this text at the moment. You're seeing something so, what should I say, appalling to you. And what you see is the divinity. This is where we have to reach, to be able to accept it all. And that was the great culture of India, right? I suppose India must have been the most inclusive culture of them all, because they believed that divinity pervaded everything. So whatever you were, whoever you were God. So we start from there. The suns and the moon and the mountain and the valleys and the plants and the animals, everything is God. Diseases is God. I don't know if you all are familiar. Even today in the vernacular languages, when you get a disease, they say Devi aayi hai. They get that disease, I don't know which, chickenpox or something, and they call it Devi. Devi means goddess. Goddess has come. Goddess of destruction. So all this, everything is God. Everything is God. So now I'm not his plan, but it is him. There is no plan that he has for us, but it is him. The whole lot of it is him. And you can stand like this aghast at that expression of divinity in and through everything. Now we reach some state of maturity, let us say. Otherwise, we forget the divinity and we are carried away with the event. Now, that doesn't mean you ignore the event and focus on the divinity. In and through the event, you see the hand of God. You see it. You know He is there. You are fully aware of this fact. You will deal with the event as needs to be done, as He's about to tell us. But it hasn't lost its divine flavor as far as you're concerned. So it says, swallowing all the people on every side with flaming mouths, you are licking. You are licking means you are satisfied. When you are satisfied with the meal, you also lick, no? After you had a nice ice cream and everything, all nicely licking. Indicating you're satisfied with whatever happened. Your fierce rays filling the whole world with radiance are burning, O Vishnu. Whole places burning. Could we do that actually? Suppose we were on the hillside of Vesuvius when it erupted. So many civilizations have gone, right? Because suddenly some massive thing erupted. And as you see that mighty stream of lava coming to you, the whole place is going to be engulfed in that fire, and you're seeing it come to you. And you can only think of divinity. Wouldn't that be a great state? Better to think of divinity than to get terrified and run away, because anyway you're not going to be able to escape that lava. So what are you going to stand? You're standing on that slope. The lava is coming to you. Terrible, no? It sounds terrible. But how will you think of the divinity at that time? How is it possible?
It's only when you've thought it before.
Very good, Bharat. That's what he told us, remember? At the last prayana kali, at that last time, at the last moment, how will you think of divinity? You have spent your life thinking about it. Now, we are not worried about what will happen at the last moment. We are worried about what is happening this moment. And the consequence is neither this moment is good nor that last moment is going to be good. What a way of living life, right? Makes no sense. So the event is on. We have to deal with the event, but never forgetting that divinity. That's what we have to do. That is called classical living. That you live with the, I don't know, like how the musician hears the Shruti. Shruti. What is Shruti? Is there an English word for Shruti? I think so. Joyce, are you familiar with Indian classical music? Okay, so what happens in Indian classical music is that there's the note sa pa sa. What is sa pa sa? Do, re, mi, fa. So sa re ga ma pa. Yeah. So you go to that fifth note. It plays sa, do, fifth note, and sa again, the high pitch sa, high pitch do. So these three notes get played constantly in the background. And the musician sings and the players play and whatever, the performance goes on. Every single one of them is attuned to those three notes going on behind. And they manage the entire range based on that sound that they're hearing. So that they're all on the same scale and they're all, they fix that in the beginning. What is the original do? And what is the top do? And what is the fifth note in between? So they fix that. And then they sing with reference to that. So if you stop that, these guys won't know what to do because they've lost the bass note. That's how classical music in India is done. Because I don't know if you're familiar, classical music in India, unlike Western music, is not concerted. It is not. People can do basically whatever they want over there, assuming that they have the prowess for it. But they can do whatever they want. They don't have written music. So this musician will get up and do anything in the middle, he'll sing any note he wants. So how is everybody else supposed to match with him? So so there are a bunch of rules, but the base rule is always that background notes are on, those just 3 notes. So our life should be like that. That Shruti has to be on. It's called Shruti, those 3 notes going on. So that Shruti has to be on. And we're totally attuned to that while we're doing whatever in the world we are doing. If you only hear the Shruti, you cannot function in the world. If you only function in the world and you don't listen to the Shruti, you've gone completely off track. So classical living is you're able to sing those songs, but you haven't lost track of that Shruti going on behind. That's what we have to do if we have to be spiritual saints. So whatever happens, however it happens, that classical life has to be on. And if we can manage to do that, well then, bring it on, life. We'll handle whatever you have to give us. Just bring it on. It's fun. If you don't challenge us, we're going to be bored. So come, life, challenge us. Let's see how well we can handle your challenge. Every part of life, including destruction, you have never forgotten the presence of the divinity. Okay, so far so good. Anybody has a question up to this point, or shall we go to verse 31? Okay, so let's go to verse 31. Akyahi me ko bhavanukrarupaha namostu te devavara prasida vignyatumicchami bhavantamadhyam nahi prajanami tava pravrittim Akyahi me ko bhavanukrarupaha namostu te devavara prasida vignyatumicchami bhavantamadhyam nahi prajanami tava pravrittim Akyahi me ko bhavanukrarupaha Akyayi me, tell me, Ko Bhavan, who are you? Ugrarupaha. Ugrarupaha. Ugrarupaha means so fierce in your form. He's going to later on say, take away this Ugrarup, take away this Ugrarup. I don't want to see it. Show me your Saumya Roop. Show me your gentle form. I don't want to see this form of yours. Oh, go away, go away. Can you imagine God has come to your door and you say, go away, I don't want to see you. That's what he's saying. Akhyai me. Akhyai me means tell me. Akhyan karna. So tell me. Akhyai me ko bhavan. Who are you? Ugra rupaha. So fierce in form. Namostute. Namahaturu. Salutations to you. Devavara. Prasida. Devavara means, Deva means God. Vara means better, greater, highest. Better. So Devavara, the best God, the highest God. Prasida. Prasida means have mercy. Vignyatum ichchami bhavanta. Who are you? I want to know. Vignyatum, tumanta form. Vignyatum, I want to know. Who are you? I desire to know. Who are you? What is this going on? One man called me yesterday and he was saying, I want to understand what is happening here about, he has his own problems in life, but the thing is, the confusion in life. What is going on over here? What is good? What is bad? What is evil? Why am I suffering what I am suffering? Why are things happening the way they are happening? Vijnatum ichhami. Vijnatum, wanting to know, to know. Vijnatum, to know. Ichhami, I wish to know. Vijnatum ichhami, I want to know. What on earth is going on here? I told the Lord, show me your form. And the result of it is I'm seeing this horrible thing going on over here. Vijnatum ichhami. I hope you understand the significance of that. You have asked of life many things. Whatever you have asked out of life has been given to you. And when it is given, you say, what is this horrible thing? I don't want it. How do we get anything we want? How did we get whatever we want? How have we got it? We've asked for it. It's like you went to a restaurant, you ordered a dish, now the dish has come to you, it's not on you. And you say, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But who asked you to order the dish? But I didn't know what was going to come. Then wasn't it your business to us find out what was going to come? Just randomly asked. When we go to France, okay, we're all going to France now, and we go to France, we go to a restaurant, and there's some finch food over there, and we say, okay, get me this finch, and we know, no, that is, who knows what will come out of it, some major shark or something will get us, I don't know. So it's our duty not to find out. I don't know what this thing is. Please tell me, what is that thing? Otherwise, they'll say fing fang fung and aa jayega bindi ki sabji. So what is the use? Bindi ki sabji means okra, Joyce. And so you might, hear something that sounds like really exotic and you say, oh, French food and all. And what you got was like boiled potatoes or something. So that's what happened to us when we had gone to Switzerland. They told us, we went to the tourist department and they told us that you must have our favorite dish over here, which is roshti. For those who've been to Switzerland, you know what roshti is. We did not know what roshti was, and they hyped it up so much. You have to have roshti, you have to have roshti, you have to have roshti. So, okay, we went to have roshti and turned out it was potatoes with an egg on it. So we were like, oh, okay, fine then. We were expecting something really exotic. But isn't it our business, before we ask for something, to know what we are asking for? Because it will come to you. Whatever you ask for, it will come to you. Then don't say, oh, Bhavan, Ugra Rupaha, you are a terrible form. Don't say that. You chose your spouse, no? Now don't call him Ugra Rupa. You only chose. We ask for it. And when it comes, we say, no, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. So it says, Vijnatum ichhami. I wish to know, Baba, tell me, who are you? What are you? Bhavantam, you. Adhyam. Adhyam means primeval. The basic facts of life have existed from time immemorial. They haven't changed. As long as human beings exist, we will continue to follow the same general rules. That's not changing. Now, if we don't bother to find out those basic rules or first principles or whatever it is in the world we call them in this class Vedanta, but you can, you can call it any word you want. But the thing is, if we don't find those things out, how will we function in this world? Don't know the laws that are governing action? How will you function? Imagine it like this, okay? You don't know that if you apply heat, water will boil. You don't know this. Can you imagine going through life without knowing this? Can you imagine how much damage one can do to oneself and to others without knowing this? Just not knowing that if you heat water, it boils. So when you want to hot water, you don't know Then all you have to do is apply heat. When you don't want hot water, you're applying heat and you are getting burnt and you're saying, oh my God, water is such a horrible thing. I'll never go anywhere near it. Isn't that how we live life? We don't know the rules and we behave like somebody or something else is making a mistake. What mistake are they making? Mistake is made by us. How? How?
By not knowing the rules.
By not knowing the rules. How simple is life, isn't it? So simple. Just find out. If you heat water, it boils. And all your problems are sorted. Because you understood this much. So simple. And so difficult. Sounds strange, no? So he says Adhyam. Adhyam means primeval. So primeval is, who is that primeval God? Who is that primeval truth? Who is that primeval reality? I want to know, what is this? You can't reach the divinity until you at least know the truth. No, first let us walk the path of truth, then we'll reach divinity. Now, walking the path of truth doesn't mean, okay, now let me go and tell you people all the truths about you. Deepraj, you're like this, Joyce, you're like this, Shilpa, you're like that. It's not walking the path of truth. Walking the path of truth means I've understood the basic laws on which this place runs. Some basic laws. Some simple, easy, non-complicated, basic laws on which this place runs. And you get that when you're done. I mean, what is there in life to get worked up about anyway? I don't know, Adhyam. Who are you, O primeval Lord? Prajanami tava pravrittam. Nahi prajanami tava pravrittam. I do not know your pravrittam. I do not know your goal. I do not know your purpose. I do not know why are you doing all this. I hope you're able to understand Arjuna's confusion here. It's almost like he doesn't know that if you apply heat to water, it will boil. So now it's hot water and it's burning him. So he's saying, I don't know why you're doing this to me. I don't know what is your purpose in burning me. Water didn't have any purpose in burning you. Why would it? That's his confusion. Vijnatum ichchami. I want to understand, what is your purpose? Why are you burning us all up? But you apply heat, it will burn. What else will happen? So he's just confused, basically. Poor Arjuna is always confused. And the reason he's confused is because
he doesn't know the rules.
He doesn't know the rules. And yet, all of us in some way do know the rules. At least some rules we know. Some things we figured out, and yet we are so confused, even in spite of knowing the rules. And why is that?
They conflict with our desires.
Very good. We are agitated. Mind is agitated. So whatever little bit we know also, that is also gone. Intellect doesn't know, and mind is agitated. Can you imagine what combination this is? Disaster. Then when disaster strikes, we say, oh, I've been such a good person and people are troubling me so much. I mean, whether you're a good person or bad person, if you add heat to water, it will boil. Where does this good and bad come into the issue? The good and bad comes into the issue is, if to the extent we are good, at least somewhat the mind is calm. That's where it comes into the issue. So you'll find good people are a little better off than not good people. But there is no cure for ignorance, but only one cure for ignorance, and that is
Knowledge.
knowledge. Isn't it all so simple? You will be thinking in your mind, Why did we get up in the morning and come to class? I wanted to sleep and now I've come and I've heard such simple things. Well, what can I do? It's a very simple subject. How can I complicate it? It's a very simple subject. Simplest subject on the surface of this earth. 25 rules you learn and you're ready for life. Anything life has to show you. What can be simpler? Of course, it may take 25 years to learn those 25 rules, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Okay, so make known to me, Akhyai meko bhavan ugra rupa. Who is this ugra rupa? Who is this frightful form that you have shown me? Namastute deveva, devavara, prasida, namastute. Salutations to you, I'm bowing down to you. Who is this? What is this? Prasida, have mercy. It's like telling the boiling water, have mercy, you're boiling, you're burning, have mercy, have mercy. Why are you saying have mercy? The boiling water is not trying to burn you. You remove the heat, water will go back to its cool form again. Just stop that gas, switch the gas off. No, I will not switch the gas off. I will pray to water and say, no, please forgive me. I don't know what I did. I'm very sorry. Water doesn't know what we are saying. Ye log sab pagal ho gaye hain kya? We are all gone mad. Why don't you switch the gas off instead of all this stuff? Vijnatum ichchami. I wish to know this primeval reality. What is it? Na janami tava pravrittim. I don't know what is your purpose. Hey Baba, that water has no purpose. You switch off the gas, it will not burn you. It's all in our hands. It's all in our hands. It is that simple. What is the purpose? There is no purpose. There is no point in being here. There is no purpose of being here. But now that you are here, the purpose is to get out of here. Otherwise, there's no purpose, right? What purpose is there? There has to be a lack of fulfillment for there to be a purpose. But when you're already fulfilled, where's the purpose? So there's no purpose. But still, we have to have a purpose. Why? Are you guys with me, or I'm
We
just
have to get out of
You
here.
have to get rid of
to
this.
get rid of the mess? Otherwise, there's no purpose. What is the purpose? Just enjoy. Na lena, na dena, magan rehna. No giving, no taking, just enjoying life. No purpose at all. But now that we created the mess, we have to get out. So he's saying to God, I don't know why you're so fierce. I don't know what is the purpose of your being so fierce? I don't know what is the ultimate, the truth. Arjuna, my friend, it's really not that complicated. Just chill a bit. So that's what he's going to tell him. Okay, verse 31. All these verses are quite simple, really. Only thing is, if you stop to think, then you think, my God, think of what he's saying. He's saying, who are you? He's saying, who are you to whom? Remember that. Who is he saying, who are you? To whom is he saying this?
To his
Arjuna
friend.
himself. He's talking to
To his friend.
his friend. Imagine now, suppose Bharat meets his friend on the street one day and his friend says to him, who are you? Bharat will say, what is wrong with you? We grew up together. Why are you asking me, who are you? Wouldn't God also ask us the same question? I've been with you your whole life long. Now what are you asking me, who are you? Where have you ever been without me? Why are you asking me, who am I? I'm the only person you should know because I'm the only one who's been with you. Everyone else comes and goes. No, only God stays with us. So he's asking his best friend, who are you? What is the Sugra Rupa? What is this fierce form? When we come in the presence of great knowledge, we're taken aback. We don't understand what somebody who seemed to us normal, everyday kind of person. Suddenly, if there's a situation that person manifests his sort of, people who are of a great nature, they don't always manifest that great nature. I mean, why would they, right? They have no point to prove to anyone. But sometimes a situation comes about where they need to step in and take over and deal with the situation. And so they do that. And the others who had not recognized them all this time said, who are you? What are you? I didn't even know anything about this all these years. How come you know all this stuff? So, I mean, you can either read the verses in the flow of thought, which we have done, or you can stop and pause and think of how many different iterations there are of how you read this. Different ways, right? He's seeing his friend for the first time manifest so much greatness. What do you think will happen to him? And in practical life, you may have also met somebody who you had not expected to, what should I say, stand up in a situation so well. And he or she did. So you'd say, oh my, who are you? I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that I completely misassessed you. So many, many ways you can look at it. You can think about what is the purpose of life? Because he's asking all these questions. What is your purpose means? What is God's purpose? Or what is the purpose of life? The purpose of life is to go back to that primeval source. But there's no real purpose because you already are the primeval source. So then what purpose are we talking about? Rajneesh. It's interesting to know that Sanjay, who is narrating these verses, is not reflecting fear as Krishna. That's correct. As Arjuna, I assume. Yes. He's not showing the fear. Also, he's away in Hastinapur, so he's safe relatively from the burning mountains coming down. But it's also true that an objective person can watch everything and just watch it. Was 31 clear? Should we go to 32?
Thank you, Ji.
Yeah, but
So, Krishna's greatness was known to Arjuna. I mean, since he chose him over the rest of the battle that he had a choice to make in the beginning. So, I mean, the point also is here that even when you know the greatness of a person, with an agitated mind, it all evaporates.
yes, that is one way. The other way of looking at it is you cannot know the greatness of a person when you are not at his level. So, all of us, right? We all look at some people, we say, oh, these are very nice people. We look at some people and okay. And when we can recognize that somebody is greater than us, we can't really recognize how much greater. So that person is very capable of surprising us because we have not understood the full greatness of that person. So even if you're right that in his agitation he has forgotten, that's one thing, that this was a person, greatly respected in society. But greatly respected in society, let us say, for instance, I don't know, let's say Narayana Murthy, for instance, is greatly respected in society. People respect him.
Bradman, Janki Bradman.
Okay, Bradman, you're a great fan of cricket, are you? Okay, chalo. Bradman is generally respected in society, and then suddenly does something absolutely out of this world. Then you say, oh, we didn't realize he was that great. We knew he was good, but we didn't realize he was that great. It's something like that.
Okay, thank you.
So he asked him, remember his question was, who are you? Who are you in this Ugra Rupa? Ugra Rupa means this fierce form, this awful form. Ugra is like frightening. Maybe a bit like Agra. What do you think? Very frightening. Who are you in this form? Okay, should we go to 32? Shri Bhagavan Kalosmi lokakshaya krut pravruttaha lokan samahartumiha pravruttaha krute petvam na bhavishyanti sarve yeva sthita pratyanikeshu yodhaha Shri Bhagavan Loko Nakalosmi Lokakshaya Krut Pravruttaha Lokan Samahartumiha Pravruttaha Krute Petvam Bhavishyanti Sarve Yeva Sthita Pratyanikeshu Yodhyaha. Whatever, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, you have to imagine the Lord answering this question. Who are you? What is your purpose? Answering the question. But in his Ugra Rupa, remember, he's still in that fierce form. He's answering this question. Who are you? What is your purpose? Because Arjuna says, now whatever Arjuna wants, he does. Vijnatum ichchami. I wish to know. Okay, yeah, no then. Whatever you ask for, the Lord is there just to give it to you. Kalosmi. Who are you? He says, Kalosmi. I am Kala. Kala means time. I am time. Lokakshaya pravruttaha. Loka means the world. Kshaya means destruction. I am here as time for the destruction of the world. Samahartum. Samahartum. Ahartum means to destroy. Samahartum means to completely destroy. I am currently time engaged in the destruction of this world. And you must know, right? That's what's going to happen in the war now. Almost every man in the country is going to be dead. There is going to be a sea of dead bodies. It is going to be the goriest battle ever seen. There will be just old people left, women left, children left. Because most of the men are going to die in this war. So he says, I am Kala. I am time. I'm time itself, now engaged in destroying this world. You guys said, no, what is your pravritta? What are you engaged in? What is your purpose? My purpose is to destroy everything. Rutepi tvam. Rutepi tvam. Without you also. Without you, this world is going to be destroyed. In other words, whether you fight or you don't fight, it is I, it is time who's going to destroy this world. Sarve Pratyanikeshav Yodhaha. All the Yodhaha, all the warriors in the opposing sides, in the opposing armies, they are all going to be destroyed. The blessed Lord said, I am the mighty world-destroying time engaged here in annihilating the worlds. Even without you, all these warriors arrayed in the opposing armies shall not live. No bhavishyanti. They will no more be. They will no longer survive. There is a power greater than us. And that power is known as the law of causation. It is our job in life to do what we have to do. But should we choose not to do it, the massive laws of cause and effect will simply continue. People will get their just fruits regardless of what we do. The world is not going to stop because we didn't do what we should do. The world will continue. But we will be blessed if we do what we have to do. The world is not dependent upon us doing what we have to do. It is my life that is dependent on me doing what I do. So he's saying you have taken on yourself this onus that how will I kill these people? Oh Arjuna, whether or not you do, these people are dead. They're already dead. Because they've already done all that needs to be done for them to be destroyed. They've already done it. So they are going to meet their natural consequence. That is simply going to happen. Time will take care of it. You don't have to worry. So then shall we not do anything? No, please get up and fight the war. That's your job. You do your job. You don't worry about who is destroyed and who's not destroyed. That's not your job. Because everyone will get exactly what they deserve. You and I included. So Kalosmi Lokakshaya Pravriddha. I am Kala, engaged in destroying this world. Tepitvam na bhavishyanti sarve. Without you also, these people will not be. Pratyanikeshu yodhaha. All these warriors you see on both sides. If you get out and don't fight this war, still will everybody here be dead. So I am time means, remember, divinity is everything. And the one thing that we understand pervades all things is time. Time is always there, no? So often time and God are equated because of the commonality of their pervasiveness. Time is always there, no matter what happens. And God is also always there. So because of this common factor between the two, God is sometimes symbolized with time. So time is the framework in which everything happens. So this morning is born, and then morning dies and afternoon is born. And then afternoon dies and evening is born. And then evening is dead and night is born. And this birth and death, it's constantly going on in the framework of time. So he says, at the moment, I as time, my current portfolio is destruction. After destruction is over, my portfolio will become
Construction.
Creation.
So as the whatever, as the Lord of time, sometimes I have destruction portfolio, sometimes I have creation portfolio. At the moment, my portfolio is destruction, which is what I am doing. These people should not live. Why should they not live? We've already done the actions that are going to bring about this result. It's already done. How should I say? Suppose you've made an FD, okay, in the bank, and then you have given yourself monthly income from that FD. Now month has gotten over, that monthly income will come in. So then nothing can stop it. You can't even go there and stop it because you have started that process. Now that process will continue. So it's something like that. And you put it for monthly income, end of the month or beginning of the month, whatever date you had put has come. Now that will come into your account. That's how causation works. You start it and then it comes to you. Now, if you want to stop it, you will have to put in a lot of additional work in time because you can't stop this one. This one has already started its process. Maybe next month you can stop it now. That's exactly how causation works. Simple, no? Don't you love Vedanta because it's just so simple? Nothing complicated happening over here. Okay, verse 33.
Yeah, Janki, 1 minute.
Yeah, okay.
This Oppenheimer, when first atom bomb was dropped on Japan, he quoted this verse.
Yes, that's right. So, yes, you're correct. You just wanted to remind us about that. Yeah, I think everybody knows it, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Tasmat tvamithishta yasho labhasvaha jitva shatrum bhukshvarajam samruddham mayaivete nihata purvameva nimittamatram bhavasavya tasmat tvamuttishta yasho labhasva jitva shatrum bhungshvarajam samruddham mayaivete nihata purvameva nimittamatram bhavasavya. Very, very famous verse. You must have all heard this. Nimittamatram bhavasavya. Oh, Savyasachin. Savyasachin is Arjuna. So why is he called Savyasachin? Because he was capable, or he was dexterous enough to shoot arrows with both hands. You know, most of us are right-handed or left-handed, but he had equal dexterity in both hands. He was ambidextrous, at least as far as archery is concerned. So he is known as Savyasachin, able to shoot with both hands. And this, the whole country has heard, everybody has heard these famous words, nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. Be a nimitta, be an instrument, be a tool. Just be a tool. And you know, everything in this country, everybody, I'm sure everyone's heard this, right? Joyce, you may not have heard these words, nimitta matram. Nimitta matram means, nimitta means cause or tool or instrument. And matram is only. So you are only a tool. Now, why are you only a tool? Because remember, we don't give anybody anything and we don't take anything from anybody. They are due for gaining or losing something. And we are a mere cause, a mere tool. Even if I did not perform this role, somebody else will perform the role. So we are only a nimitta matra, just I mean, you know, it's something that is used in this country. So most people will understand what it means. It means you are nothing. It just so happened. It's almost like it just so happened that you were the person who did it. Otherwise, it was going to happen anyway. Okay, like let's say now Jyoti is very thirsty and she says, I'm very thirsty. And then, you know, so everybody around her just offers a glass of water. She happens to take it from your hand. So you are a nimitta matram, just a tool. Even if you had not offered it, she was going to get it anyway, in that sense. So when we do anything good for anybody, we are just a nimitta matram.
An instrument?
An instrument.
Mm.
Just a sort of petty cause. Petty cause means you're not really the cause. You just happen to be there at that time. So it was happening anyway, regardless of your presence. So that's how you see whatever you do in this world. If somebody gains something, loses something, whatever. Suppose a person comes to us and says, I have such a big problem, will you help me? And then we do help that person and that person is benefited. Then how did this person get benefited? It is because they were ready for that benefit. And we turned out to be only a nimitta matram, only an external sort of excuse, let us say. Because, you know, you can give a lot of good advice to a lot of people, but it doesn't benefit them unless they are ready to take it. So we can think, oh, look how much I benefited that person. But to really go try and benefit somebody who's not ready to take it and see what happens. So always, right? We say, oh, I did so much service or I did so much charity. Try giving it to somebody who doesn't want it. See what happens. So it is traditional in this country for the giver to thank the receiver. Because had you not received, how would I have given? So thank you for accepting it. It is that an understanding of the dvandvas, the pairs of opposites, that I can be no giver unless somebody is there to be a receiver. I can be no receiver unless somebody is there to be a giver. So then aren't both on the same platform? And if both are on the same platform, then it is, it's a question of time. You would have given or received based on your intent, not on what the other person has done for you. You bring it to the same platform. So he says, I am Kala, I am time. I'm currently engaged in annihilating the world. Therefore, what do? Tasmat, therefore. He always concludes, right, with Tasmat. Uttishta, get up. Yasholabhasva, obtain success. How will you obtain success now? Because he's doing something at the right time. Remember, they are ready for destruction. So now if he works, the destruction is going to come about. He's been working now for 20 years for this destruction. Nothing has happened so far. So he says, now don't give up the chance because you're about to get it. They have done their paap ki gatri bhar gayi. Their bundle of sins is filled. So now they're going to be finished. So Yasholabhasva, get up, work, obtain success. Winning, jitva shatrum bhungshva, rajyam samudram. If you win, you will get this whole kingdom. Why are you worried? Not if you win. By winning, you will get, having won, you will get this whole kingdom. So get up now and fight. Because, O Arjuna, I've already done your job. Stage is set. Anyway, an important verse, we'll do more of it next time. Okay, so that is it, unless we have some announcements. Do we have any announcements, Bharat?
No, Janki.
Nothing? You don't want to talk about France or whatever else? France retreat, Rishihood University, if anyone wants to join the PG diploma course, then please fill in the form. I think only these two things are there right now. Okay, so that's it. Hari Om.
Hari Om Janki.
Hari Om
Thank you.
Janki.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hari Om Janki ji, thank
Happy
you.
New Year, Janki ji.
Happy New Year.
Hari Om Janki ji, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.